Hey, everybody. Hey, Miriam's going to be late. I don't know if she's going to be here on time. But anyway, she's one of the co-founders, and I'm one of the other co-founders of Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away, especially when you're camping for like half of a week, like we were. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the little bell icon. That way you'll get notified whenever we go live. So, yeah. We have, so to explain, don't worry, I'll do this multiple times as people ask. A bunch of our kids are going to a week-long thing down in Provo, Utah, and she's helping our daughter, Kate, who does keto, get food ready so that she can be prepared for success if they don't have food that she can eat. It's kind of interesting. They at the place they have a lot of vegan options and gluten-free options, but all of those contain potatoes and rice. So anyway, let's see who's here. Visual Keto is here. Keto Life Granny says, morning y'all, just came over from 2KK. They're just finishing up. Awesome. And apparently Carrie has tied his boat down to the Keto Chow store. Let's see. Dennis is here. Says, good morning, Chris and not Miriam. Joe and Rachel are still on. Lori says, hey, friends. Brenda is here. So is Becca and Stwong. Julie says, hi there. Lynette says, good morning. Visual Keto says, hey there, Dennis, Lori, Brenda, Becca, and Stacy. And Debbie says, watching on the phone while I work. So this weekend, let's see if I can pull this up, photos. We went with our friends Holly and Steve, and that is what we had for dinner Saturday night. It was fajitas, so you had chicken and you had steak, and then Steve had made chili verde that we put on top of it. It was absolutely amazing. We had some really good food, and I actually lost 1.5 pounds on the whatchamacallit, on the trip. Debbie says, good morning. Margie is here. Sheila says, hello all. Kel says, hi Chris, I'm listening from work. I'm talking from work. We're friends. Danny says, good morning, Chris. Sonny says, good morning, everyone. Margie is here as well. Myra says, how do you use fat bombs daily? I actually saw you ask this in the Two Crazy Ketos live stream. I don't know if you got an answer there. Interestingly enough, our daughter Kate is using fat bombs because she is trying to. Okay, so Dr. Boz has a protocol for brain health stuff, which is much higher fat, much lower carbohydrate. You're doing total carbs and just a good regular amount of protein, which is interesting because our daughter she hasn't really tracked her total carbs before, and she hasn't been getting that much fat. And so she's having to up her fat. And so she is using fat bombs in order to increase her fat. A lot of times people will use fat bombs as a way to, if they are hungry, because if you've just switched over from a high carbohydrate diet to a low carbohydrate diet, a lot of times you won't have access to a lot of energy because it's tied up in in fat behind an insulin wall. And until you can get that insulin down, your cells aren't going to release the fat, and so the only thing you really have access to is fat that you're eating. And so people will sometimes use fat bombs. Now, one other way that you could use fat bombs is with Keto Chow. You generally will add fat to the mix. I do know people who, instead of adding the fat to the mix, have used the fat and made fat bombs, which is just a little snack thing made up of a lot of butter and cream cheese and coconut oil and stuff like that. Maybe some peanut butter if you can tolerate peanuts. And so these people would use fat bombs on the side as kind of a snack instead of having it inside of their Keto Chow. Looks like Bob is here. Denise says, good morning. I have my Keto Chow prep for the next 3 days. Dennis says, a very good morning. Oh, there you go. Virginia is here. Let's see. Glenn says, I just jumped over from 2KK. Christy Davis is here as well. Oh, Swang says, I missed where Miriam is. Miriam is at home putting together lunches and stuff for our daughter who is going to a week-long activity thing. We were able to get them to put a refrigerator in the dorm room where she's going to be staying. Betsy says, I was able to get a big bag of chocolate peanut butter for only $18 thanks to the rewards points that she has. Awesome. Smiley says, Keto Chow newbie, good morning. Good morning to you, Smiley. Let's see. Nancy says, good morning, Keto Chow family. Just got over from 2KK. Sean says, good morning, Chris and not Miriam. She'll be here just later. Pamela says, good morning. And so Miriam, it was kind of a choice that she made this morning. She's like, okay, I want to do water aerobics at our neighbor's house that has a pool. That all the ladies in the neighborhood have been going over there and doing water aerobics. It's kind of cool. She's like, but I want to make sure that Kate has what she needs. And so this morning, I made a bunch of chocolate peanut butter Keto Chow with, let's see, 2/3 of a stick of butter in each one, because again, the higher fat. And then Miriam was making fat bombs and then getting pocket bacon and a bunch of other stuff put together. So she just decided, hey, I'm going to be late. I'm probably going to miss the live stream. And I said, that's fine. She's actually going to miss next Monday's live stream as well, and next Tuesday's live stream, because she's going to be in Michigan visiting some friends, or visiting a friend with friends, and one of her friends from high school moved to Michigan. Jackie says, good morning. Let's see, Kathy is here. Linda says, good morning, Miriam and Chris and Keto Family. Let's see, Vicky says, good morning, everyone. Scott is here. Hello, Scott. Carrie says, I guess I have to get more fat in my life to gain the weight back I lost from my carnivore life. I'm not sure that you would need to. Just get to a healthy weight. That's fine. Lewis says, good morning, chow hounds and chow fathers. Oh, right. Kel says, I use keto bricks for fat bomb. That is, oh, crap. Sorry. I have to call Miriam, like right now. That is a fantastic suggestion, Kel. I'm not sure if Miriam thought about that, but we have a lot of keto bricks. We even have some made into little tiny keto bricks that she really should take with her because they're shelf stable. Let's see, Lori says, good morning. Rosemary says, good morning, chow hounds. Betsy says, I'm hooked on Keto Chow and my yogurt. Is it best to let it sit for a while? I think so. Usually it tastes better if it sits there for a while. Bridget says, good morning. Miriam didn't answer. Lynette has posted some Keto Chow Fat Bomb recipes. Faye says, I made blueberry pie fat bombs for my coffee. It's delicious. There comes Miriam. Hi, Miriam. Someone on the live stream just suggested that Kate take keto bricks.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right? We do. And there's more upstairs in our room next to my chair where I do the live stream. So anyway, I'm going to get back to the live stream. Love you. Bye. Well, that was fun, right? Anyway, let's see. S Cash is here. Suzanne says, through all my N of 1 experiments, I've found that coffee has been causing, my intestinal issues since early this year. As a 40-year coffee drinker, I feel like I'm losing a friend. Wow. Well, I guess you kind of have to find whatever works best for you and do that. You know, people who can't do nightshades can't do jalapeno poppers. And if you're having problems with coffee, it might be a time to change it. Oh, Janice is here, finally off work to catch the live. Well, welcome. Joe says, Tarragum has been a game changer in my nightly Keto Chow ice cream. Half a teaspoon and get it 15 minutes and then toss it into a frozen bucket. Comes out smooth as there can be no more, as smooth as can be, no more ice crystals. I can read really good. Let's see, Cindy says, good morning, everyone. Lisa says, I stayed up late last night prepping my creamies. I forgot how good chocolate and chocolate toffee are. I was weak in the knee when I took a sip. Oh. Joe says, I totally forgot about using my rewards points before the price went up. Well, the rewards points still work. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, the rewards points do have an expiration date. When you get them, it'll send you an email telling you when they're going to expire. Generally, they're good for 6 months. Anyway. Betsy says, no, Miriam, I can't do this without you. She'll be here tomorrow. She may show up, but I think based on the phone call I just had, she's still at home getting stuff ready. So exchange student is here. So is Rita. Carrie says, I'm trying to get my weight back up since donate platelets. There you go. My weight might be where I need it. Okay. Joe's always talking to Becca. Smiley says, what is a keto brick? That's a really good question. Let's see, keto brick. So, oh my gosh. Can I spell? Apparently not. So Keto Brick, it's a company. They make these things, and it's just a bunch of, well, here it is, a banana for scale. You can see it in Robert's hand there. But it's a brick. They're 1,000 calories. Robert made it for his own use because he just wanted something that he could grab. A lot of people will ask us, hey, Keto Chow, are you going to make a bar? And I'm like, you know what? Keto bricks are actually a decent, solid version of Keto Chow. It doesn't have all of the vitamins and minerals. And it is weird for me to be shilling someone else's product. But that's kind of what we do around here. We like stuff that is good. I don't care who it's coming from. And it's just a bunch of, well, there you go. See, 1,000 calories. Some of them now use whey protein, but the original ones don't. And again, it doesn't have all the vitamins and minerals, but it has a lot of fat and protein with electrolytes, which are kind of what you need if you just need like a snack. And I personally have taken keto bricks like to the beach, which is around here. Every time I eat a keto brick, it's like hard. But that one time I took, it was the toasted almond coconut. And I pulled it out and it was soft and I bit into it. I'm like, oh, this is good. Anyway, that's like all I ate that day until I got home. And for someone who is looking for something that is shelf stable that you can just grab, it's a nice, well, it's a brick. Now you can also melt them. You just toss them into like a mug and then pour them into little molds. And now you've got small little bits of keto brick. Anyway, there you go. Facebook user says, good morning, everyone. And Miriam is joining us in the comments section. Let's see. Danita is on vacation. Nice. Linda said, talking to Jackie. Sonia says, I recently finally got a Vitamix blender, and it truly is wonderful at mixing Keto Chow. Making several for the week this morning. I missed out on the new flavors, but I'm trying to use up my current stash. Well, there you go. That's an awesome way to do it. And Debbie made creamy, her first creamies this weekend. Awesome. Miriam, did you cook all the taco meat? Because I noticed that in the fridge, and I was like, I forgot to cook the taco meat. So it looks like they're eating taco meat for breakfast. Nice. Shauna had a blueberry pie shake last night for dinner. Margie says, I'm bummed. I ordered 2 orders of Keto Chow on the weekend and was ordering another one yesterday before the deadline, and I fell asleep. Oh, man. Now, if you have an abandoned cart, I don't know if it preserves the prices. I think it doesn't, unfortunately. Key Life Granny says, I still have all 10 of my blueberry pie. Afraid to use them because I still don't have any more. Well, that's the thing like perfume or cologne. If you never use it and you're always saving it for a special occasion, then you'll never use it. Better just to use it and enjoy it. Let's see. Miriam says it's fantastic. I love it. Okay, one. This is morning. Managed to get a creamy, and I'm loving it. Let's see. S Cash says I had raspberry cheesecake keto chow for breakfast, first time this morning. Love it. You guys slay the competition in the flavors department. So much yummy, healthy goodness. Nice. Linda saying hi to Miriam. Let's see. So it's Margie. Smiley says, thank you for explaining the brick. And again, it's funny because we've been buying keto bricks since, well, for a long time. And it's just a good, like, toss it in the backpack. I prefer a keto chow because then I'm getting all the vitamins and minerals. But if there's, for whatever reason, like, I don't know, I'm going somewhere and I'm not going to be able to mix stuff up, it's a good alternative. Joe and Rachel, Two Crazy Ketos, they do have a video where they go into exquisite detail on how to melt down keto bricks and pour them into molds. And they are very salty, by the way. Not Two Crazy Ketos, but keto bricks. I mean, Joe's kind of salty, but Rachel more than makes up for it. Let's see. Stawang says, I have one gingerbread that I'm afraid to use. Just use it. Just use it. Linda says, Chris, that's so true. Use it. Janice says, I was trying to find you. Well, here we are. Marcy says, I agree. Shauna says, in about 2.5 weeks, my 4-day birthday scrapbook retreat, and I'm making blueberry keto chow pie cheesecake cups. Oh, that's cool. Because then you could, they're just the little cups. You could even freeze them. Ooh, that sounds good. Should have made some of those for Kate to take. Blue says, I carry a nootropic keto brick in my purse everywhere I go. And Carrie is just over 6 months, coffee-free and caffeine-free. There you go. That's awesome. Janice says, I am just beginning Keto Chow electrolyte drops. Is 1/2 teaspoon a good amount to take? So 1/2 teaspoon, do I not even have it? Where did all my... Well, here's a illustration on the side of the bottle. The 1/2 teaspoon is the, I think it's 1/2 of the lid. Is that right? Oh no, 1/2 teaspoon is the entire cap. Glad I had something to go against. For the most part, a 1/2 teaspoon of the electrolytes in 32 ounces of water, you won't really be able to taste it. I usually put significantly more than that in each of the serving because I'm very thirsty. I need a lot of electrolytes, and when I'm in that state, the electrolytes taste very delicious to me. And so sometimes I'll put, I don't know, 3 capfuls into a 16-ounce water bottle, and you just shake it up each time you add one, and like, does that taste salty yet? Nope, add some more. Salty yet? Nope, add some more. Oh, yep, there we go. So that's how I do it. I just add it and shake it up. You have to shake it up until it starts to taste salty to me, and then I'm like, okay, that's enough. If you don't shake it up, it all just goes down to the bottom, which is very handy, for the magnesium drops if you're drinking it with a straw, because it'll go down to the bottom and you can suck it through and not have to deal with the salt, with the bitter magnesium flavor. But with the other stuff, if you just add it to water and then take a drink, it's not mixed and it's all down at the bottom. And you're going to get down to the bottom and it'll be very, very strong electrolytes. Nancy says, sounds interesting. I may have to try Keto Brick after this. I would recommend it. I think they're cool. Janice says, do you know if Keto Brick will be at Ketopalooza? I don't know if they are going to be at Ketopalooza or not. Let's go to lowcarbevents.com. There's I know that they'll be at the Omaha Summit. They're one of the headline sponsors. Let's see, Ketopalooza. This is me navigating websites. Presented by Keto Chow. Speakers. Robert Sykes is going to be there. I don't know. Oh, looks like maybe she just doesn't have it updated. I would assume that Robert's going to bring stuff because he's one of the speakers there. Don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. Gil Life Granny says, I love keto brick, but I have to melt them down. I generally do too, in the smaller molds to keep from eating a whole brick at once. Margie says, I bought the keto bricks 4 months ago and still haven't tried them. So I love Keto Chow too much. Let's see. Oh, and Janice says, of the big bottle. No, so the little lid on the little bottle is a half teaspoon. It used to say, use, the pocket flask lid doubles as a measuring. The first couple bottles, I had a typo on there. So every time I look at that, I'm like, measuring device. Let's see. Shauna says, I think I need to order more Keto Chow electrolyte singles because I keep giving them to people who say, I don't feel well or I have a headache. But doing God's work there, Shauna. Sonny says, I saw Ukraine start shipping again, so maybe the issues with needed ingredients will improve soon. It's the sunflower lecithin, which they have to actually plant, and I don't know. It hasn't become a problem yet, but we will see. Betsy says, all I have is the daily minerals and mag drops. Am I getting any electrolytes? So the daily minerals, the main thing you're getting from that is potassium and magnesium. You don't get a lot of sodium, which is okay because you're able to get sodium from salt that you put on food. Daily minerals is just fantastic for a good baseline. And the mag drops are fantastic for if you have cramps or a headache or things like that. So I think you're fine. Stargate says, good morning from northern Utah. I'm in northern Utah too. I'm in Draper. What the heck? Carolyn says, I just got my starter kit. We'll start tomorrow. Nice. Start with the flavor you think you're going to like the least and go from there. You might be surprised. Janice says, I have the big bottles. Taste gets me. Okay. Linda says, now that I have air conditioning back up and I'm running, I need to make some more keto brick pieces. There you go. Let's see. Speaking of Stargate, by the way, one of my daughters went to a party this weekend and it was sci-fi themed. And she said, and there's that one show that you like where they go through the big round thing? I'm like, Stargate. And somehow we got talking about Stargate episode 100, Wormhole Extreme, which is the second best Stargate episode. Actually, it's the third best. The best episode was the 200th episode where they come back to Stargate, to Wormhole Extreme, which is a fake TV show that they allow to happen. Anyway, the third best episode is the original Wormhole Extreme. The best episode is when they're stuck in a time loop. I am a sucker for time loop fiction. Groundhog Day, Happy Death Day 2, or whatever. I think that was 2U. Anyway, I just love time loops. Time loops are fun. And there was a really great Stargate episode where they were stuck in a time loop. And every time Jack was eating Cheerios and Teal'c was getting whacked in the face with a door. Anyway, Eileen says, I hand electrolyte drops out to people too. Lisa says, suggestion, would it be possible to get the small daily minerals in a bottle with a dropper like the electrolytes have? We've got that. It takes forever to measure out daily minerals with a squeeze dropper. What you can also do is you can pop out that dropper. So it should be, it's the same style of dropper in this one as with the electrolyte drops. And you can even take one of the if you have one of the extra electrolyte drops bottles, you can even use that and put daily minerals in them. We have one of those that says rubbing alcohol. Because when Joe and Rachel came to visit, Rachel needed to take care of some swimmer ear, and so she put rubbing alcohol in it. But you can totally reuse those. But when I open these up, I pop the dropper off, and I never use it again. So, and then I just pour it. Janice says, I've never tried banana yet. Well, you should try it. It's really good. Carrie says, I've heard about keto bricks and never had one. I really like them. Nancy says, have you done the giveaway you announced yesterday yet for the August box? I think that was actually Two Crazy Ketos that was announcing that. I don't know that we have a giveaway going. But last night, well, at midnight, so I guess this morning, depends on the time zone you're in. But Joe and Rachel did an unboxing of the August My Chow surprise box, and they talked about that they're doing a giveaway. I don't think that they've announced that. They're giving people a few days to watch it and comment. Lewis says, love Stargate. So do I. Anybody else says, I love the 12 Monkeys time loop. There you go. Matt says, the time loop episode of Star Trek The Next Generation is one of my favorite episodes. Janet has 2 packs of banana. Nice. Faith wants everybody to hit the thumbs up. Then it says, Chris, would that have anything to do with your engineering proclivities? Probably. I think there's, I just really like time loops. Anyway. Oh, Stargate is on the north shore of the Great Salt Lake, and we're in southern Utah. No, we're not. We are above, what is it? Fillmore. Fillmore, Utah is smack in the center. If you're north of Fillmore, you're in northern Utah. I believe it says I took one of the mag bottles and relabeled it today for Daily Minerals. Sean says I have a Keto Chow small electrolytes, one that says sucralose. There you go. That's a good way to do it. Eva says I made chaffles using the Wonder Bread recipe and replaced almond flour with Keto Chow. No grit and delicious. That's awesome. Miriam says Chris made a bucket of Keto Chow, so she's all set for this week. And she's got a bunch of keto bricks to chew on, and some of them we shaped like Legos. I did that. They've been in the freezer for a while. Lisa says the electrolyte dropper I'm talking about is the one with the black rubber. Oh, that kind. So this, maybe. We'll have to look at that. Lois says, yep, I do that. Put my daily minerals in my electrolyte dropper bottle. That's also my purse, right beside my Redmond smoked salt. Rhiannon is here. Welcome. Let's see. Sheena says, good morning, everyone. Nancy says, oops, you're correct. Mea culpa. No problem. Let's see. Werner says, waiting for a first order coming Wednesday. Jumping ship from our Prove It addiction. Hopefully you like these a lot better and they keep you nice and full and happy. Lisa says, I worked for Costco and it rained inside the store everywhere. Wasn't sure we were going to be able to open the next day, but got patched up. Business as usual. Sheena says, here to see what's new. I don't know. We had blueberry pie, but it sold out almost immediately. Jessica says, I don't like the original. I like Stargate Atlantis. I liked Stargate Atlantis too. I liked the crossover episodes especially. I liked it when Ronan, who later went on to, I guess he was in, what's that show that is with Game of Thrones? Never saw it. But he was also Aquaman. Ronan and Teal'c were stuck on a space station together, and Teal'c said, indeed. Ronan's like, you say that a lot. Do I? Great. I didn't really like Stargate Universe, and I was sad that it it had a lot of potential. Didn't live up to it. And Shauna was a nanny for the casting director for Star Trek. Interesting. Annabelle says, Chris, do you like Doctor Who? I have never watched a single episode of Doctor Who, although Maitreya recommended one for me, and I have it sitting there thinking about what it's done, but I've never gotten into Doctor Who. It's just too long running, I think. I don't know. I just don't want to get into it. Let's see. Nancy says, I'm going to make root beer ice cream in my creamy today. Nice. Can't wait. Got my first large bag of it. When I do not eat it all, what is the best way to store it to eat later? It gets so hard in the freezer. That's a really good question because with the Ninja Creamy, I have had times where it did store okay and I was able to scoop it out after letting it sit for about 15 minutes after taking it back out of the freezer. You can try that. Betsy says, my sucralose gets all clogged up. Any way to clean that? I've even washed it. No good. Take a pin, poke it through the hole. Ow, that hurt. Ow. Stargate is a couple miles from the Golden Spike site. You are really in northern. Wow. That's crazy. Lewis says, Jason Momoa. Yep. Blue says, blink. It has wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Okay. Nancy says, love Doctor Who. I watched it for many years, and I'm not that much for sci-fi or for fantasy. Annabelle says, I've ordered 3 bags of Keto Chow. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Oh, and Becca says, Chris, I made up some creamy pints with lemon. I added too much water, though, and have some extra to drink. Is there a way to beef up the lemon and the creamy now that they're frozen? I would recommend adding true lemon to it in the last part. Like, do one thing with the creamy, then add a bunch of true lemon, and then run it again. And that should help. Jackie says, I love Doctor Who. David Tennant is my favorite Doctor. Definitely I should watch Blink. You never look at angels the same again. Okay. Well, I'm actually going to get off. I've got some stuff I need to do. For those who don't know, we updated pricing on the website. There's more information about that on a blog post we did. But, yeah, just a crazy day. Hope all you have a fun day. And... oh yeah, Miriam says, I think Tilk said, I hadn't noticed when Rona says, you say that a lot. Yeah, so we will be doing our longer live stream tomorrow. Miriam should actually be here, so it won't just be me monologuing and talking to myself. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow, so Tuesday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern, which is 6:15 p.m. if you're on the Pacific Coast. So you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.